I'm trying this new format where I do a quick trail review of trails that I ride in this area. And I haven't done this before, but I wanted to try it. And the idea is to make a really brief kind of commentary or review of like specific trails, maybe specific areas that I ride at a lot. I don't get out very far right now. I have a small child, and so I stay kind of locally. I live in Central Oregon, and I live kind of, I live in Deschutes County, so near Bend, Oregon. And the riding around here is, yeah, it's good. It's generally pretty fast, and it's all high desert-ish, And this is a little section off an area called Buckhorn, and it is on the way to Sisters outside of Redmond. And this specific trail that I'm riding is Trail 71. And so in Buckhorn, there's a lot of different areas, or I should say, different terrains. There's cliff sides which are technical and really really good. There are areas of opened rocky sections that are just frankly not very good. They're just more connector sections, and then there's little areas like this which are windy, I would say really good technical, fast technical turns through juniper forests. And this trail in particular is remarkably good when it's wet. I would say this area here, or this trail and this type of riding here, is not so good when it's dry. So but it's exceptional in the winter. It almost can't be too wet. I mean, I think if you can see the trail, right? If there is snow on the ground, but you can see the trail, you're fine. If there's snow on the ground and you can't see the trail, maybe come back at a different day. But as far as rain, it cannot be too wet. In fact, this is what makes this trail and this riding through these juniper forests so good is how much the traction changes with moisture in the ground. And when there's moisture in the ground, these loamy, sandy single track is just unbelievable. It is unbelievable because of the traction you get, but also how technical it can be, and how challenging it can be to do it right. So I love it. When I first rode this area, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. I wasn't super excited about it, but the more I ride it, the more I like it. And I would strongly encourage anyone that's maybe beyond novice or beginner to go out and check this out when it's wet, and when it's really really there's good moisture in the ground. So this day there wasn't a ton of moisture, but there was some moisture remaining. And what makes this riding so good is because it's single track, and it's technical in the sense that you need to really gauge distances, and gauge traction, and gauge timing through corners. And when you do it, and you do it well, it's incredibly fun, and it's incredibly rewarding. And you get to just zap from turn to turn, from tree to tree, and really get into the flow of things. And it's wonderful. Highly recommended. I think it's probably a better trail, or more fun if you're more of an advanced rider, and you're willing to get the bike sideways, and get a leg out, and really, push hard into the foot pegs, and really put the bike into the corner. With that said, I mean, it's single track, and it's loamy and sandy, but there's hazards, right? There's trees and there's rocks. And so you can't get terribly comfortable. And I think in general in this area, you want to keep your feet in so you don't catch a rock or a stump or some hard bush, on your toe, because that definitely can happen. But I'll just leave you with the footage. And this was shot in January of 2020. We were having a really mild winter, and it's really good. Once again, this is Buckhorn staging area, and this particular trail is Trail 71. Enjoy.